We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello, Aromas. This is Aromie here, and welcome back to I Love You, Colonel Sanders. We're here. Miriam's about to tell us this amazing date she amazing date she's gone on with, I believe, Clink. I think I can believe that. Since I had been partnered up with Clink, he asked me to go out with them. Of course, I told him you better keep your dials down. Dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl, but he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving? As if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. Why? It was just first date. It's just friends still. You don't give Miriam the time to tell her whole story, however. Bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection, wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Oh, really? What if she doesn't? Is there an option she doesn't? Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. What's it swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dip too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at the school? There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You got some nerve, Michiko, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'd never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Michiko, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back and fighting for him by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? He's like, no. Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say. It was bland. Excuse me, Michiko. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of buying tools. See you inside, Michiko. Wow, I don't know how I feel about that. I got dissed, and then he's like, bye. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spellbook you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's the book! That's that book, sorry. It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire, like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I can use a spell here that it says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Can you do something else, like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger? Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out. What the fuck? Just because he's being mean to me, I'm gonna be like, fuck you, I'm gonna forget you. No. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Yeah, that was a dramatic song. What happens if I do this? I'd be like, fuck you, Colonel Sanders. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. He must be hungry, reach for some old homework to give him a snack. His nose is scrunching up and he's breathing quickly. Does that mean he's hungry? I don't know about all that. But I don't think he'll eat homework, so no. Sprinkle stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. Does he need to pee? When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel, perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkle turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you to never come back here, Terrence! I would destroy you, Terrence! Terrence, right? And Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he does the same thing back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt, but not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in the hearing distance, he returns to his professorial tone. I want to say voice. I apologize for that first. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Michiko, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see, I didn't say anything. But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles interrupted by words and sparks coming from the back of the room. What's going on here? I told you to save it for after class. What's going on? You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clink appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clink's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friend Jeff and Joan. J and J forever. Just form a triangle midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Well, yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Is he dead? No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. A shoe? Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clink slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with the shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate, but we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. Trademark. I'm still wondering on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you on the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in class like that, in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up. I don't think I am. Imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe, sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest in anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man-man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on, Michiko's famous chicken pot pie. I kind of fucking figured. I was like, it has to be the pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cream session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Michiko, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decided that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Ignore it. There was no sound at all. Fess up about your practice dish. Why would I lie to him? We said we were going to be honest to each other. Oh, okay. You got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell. Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. So good. My dad has, he doesn't, I don't think it's that thick of an Asian accent, but whenever he would order popcorn chicken for us when we were little, the staff there didn't understand him and they would always give us a pot pie instead of popcorn chicken. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the round rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. Please don't give me a fast speed choice, because I do not do well. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge of victory. Meanwhile, both Dan and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Oh god, do I have hiccups from inhaling air so much? Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with the frenzy of action. Everyone's calling out really cool special cooking news as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam fiercely injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Bastard Blaster? Then flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Oh, I love sea urchin. Let's rock and ride. Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. Okay. Even Clink gets in on it. 5 dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clink learn to speak English? It's a singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Then Van quickly unplugs Clink and rolls him out of the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. She'd take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic. Fuck no. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Michiko. Oh, you're so cute. Thank you. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Michiko, since we were little kids because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? I was gonna say dishes. If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. Actually, I already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's a secret ingredient! The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to twirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve, wait! What happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We sport monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. So I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impressed me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? See, the Spark Monster notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel Spark Monster winding up to tell you a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactic class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve and he takes the hint. Steve? Is his name Steve? I thought it was something. Was it Steve? I thought his name was something else. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. You summon extra power from deep down within yourself, give up and drop out of culinary school. No, I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. This is our last day in culinary school anyway. What's the point of dropping out now? Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been prepared their entire lives for... Yes, Michiko, you are the chosen one. You avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground, energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything. And that anything is going to happen in the next episode because it's overtime. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
You touch it,